Right. Are we live? Let's have a little look.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
It says live.
Okay then. Cool. Let's mute that there. Right. So it's 8 o'clock. It's Tuesday night, and it's time for some live action. As you can probably guess by the flowery wallpaper behind me, I'm not at home. I'm in the middle of the country somewhere. So I'm not building somewhere this week. We're just going to have a chat. We're going to have some fun. We're going to have a load of people on screen. I'm going to ask questions. Hopefully they're going to answer them and have some fun. Why not? Currently, we've got myself, we've got JP, we've got Keith, we've got Andy, we've got Steve, we've got Mark, we've got Huey, and we've got Dean. Dean, you may not have seen before. Dean's come on. This is first time tonight, isn't it, Dean?
Yes, watch what you do, guys. Please be nice.
You'll see Dean will be invaded this week. Yeah, he'll be coming up on the invasion soon. So 2, 4, 6, 8. So wait for a couple more people, I think. But we can crack on, can't we?
Yeah.
So how is everybody tonight?
Yeah,
Okay.
not bad.
Okay, at the minute.
Petitioning for Nikki to get a necklace.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
So someone has got their volume on somewhere, I think. Who is it? It's one of you. Anyway, so what's happening? Anything interesting?
No.
No? JP?
No, I haven't.
No one's got any? Andy? Andy's... Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I think Andy's on mute.
Yeah, no, I can...
Interesting, like how?
I don't know. What's happening?
Right.
Anything interesting happening?
Well, we're talking to you, aren't we?
Okay.
Quite interesting.
Okay then. All right.
Flattery.
Sorry.
Didn't think this through, did you, Rich?
Yes, so I was expecting a little bit more, come on.
Sorry, did this
I was thinking, well, usually when we have a hangout, when I'm invited, we have a laugh.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, did I say
that was...
that out loud? Sorry. Okay.
You're normally in bed.
Well, I'll still come in. I may be naked, but I'll still come into the hangout.
Oh, no. That's why you're not invited. That's why I don't invite you.
We don't want to hang out literally.
Well, it don't bother me. I know sometimes you lot get a little bit embarrassed by it, but I don't care.
Just makes us feel inadequate, that's all.
Especially when they get the plasticine out. Right. I've got some questions here just to have a little bit of a laugh. Who's this? Big Feet is in. There he is.
Hello, Wayne.
Hello, Wayne.
So let's put it out there first. Any questions from anyone in chat? Should we just have a little look who's in the chat first?
I was gonna say, I'll read them out if you like.
Okay, cool.
First, you got Colin Roberts.
Hi, pal.
Doug Miller.
Hi, Keith.
Angela I.
Andy.
Wayne. Who else we got? Bass, Real Simple Things. Christina Michael Heseltine. Herb Hooper. Larry L.C. Woodworks. Tim's How to Make. Christopher Walker. Douglas Mungham. Return Daily Blair. Going down. Nick the Flaming Turner. Rob CP. I think that's it so far.
Cool. Well, thanks for coming in, guys. Like I say, tonight I'm not at home. I'm in the Midlands, so I'm not going to be making anything. We're just going to have some fun, ask some questions, and have a chat. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I've got
I wonder why your
my
accent
daughter.
changed.
Sorry.
So I wonder why your accent changed.
Oh, has it changed for the good though, or the worse?
You sort
We can-
proper boy.
Oh, sorry. I'm
Yeah,
actually
I
in the
might
black
bring
country. I'm in the
I
black
might bring
country.
that out of me a bit rich as well, to be honest, being from Warsaw. So you might get a bit of black country in with me as well.
Good. See, the black country and Birmingham are two different places. Believe it or not, they're not. They're not the same place.
So I've got a quick question for you. Then why do they call it a black country with a high rate of pollution? Surely it should be brown country.
Oh, you can't go there.
No, it's the coal. I think is that right, Dean? Is it
Yeah,
coal?
it's very industrial area. So it was the coal flumes in like the 1900s. Some famous guy wrote a diary and said it's a very black country because of the pollution and whatnot. So,
And all the slag piles everywhere from the
and the Black Country Living Museum where Peaky Blinders is filmed and things like
Gotcha.
that.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Right, okay, I'm going to ask a question. Let's just kick this off. Let's see. This question is for, we'll start with Andy. This is right up his streak. Streak.
Knew that was coming.
So, what would the theme song of your life be?
Beware, it will end up as a Clockwork Orange.
Awkward silence.
I feel a bit put on the spot for that one.
Okay, we'll ask Huey. We'll come back to you, Andy.
Come
Huey?
back to me. Come back to me.
I would say probably Big Country, Steel Town.
Right. Don't know who that is, but
Oh, you've never heard Big Country, Rich? Jeez,
No.
Back in the 80s, they were.
I'm only young. I ain't that old.
You're in for a treat, mate. Listen to some, you'll like it, I think.
This beard's covering up all the youthfulness in my
I was
face.
listening to Big Country last night, Huey.
What's that?
Small World. Yeah.
Go on, then,
Nice,
give us the tune then, Huey.
I can't really give you the tune because I'm a terrible singer, as some of you may have seen occasionally. But basically, it's set in the 80s. It's about the decline of the steel industry in the 80s, etc. But it really sings a note with me due to the fact that I just kind of started work at the end of the 80s, and it was very difficult to find a job sometimes. And then 2 years later was totally different, mate.
Yeah.
So yeah, I quite like the song, and I just like the fact that it does mirror a lot of what was going on at the time. And I've never stopped listening to that since the day it was released. So
I'll have to look it up. Anyone else? Anyone else have a go at this one?
Yeah, mine's simple.
I'm going to say Supersonic by Oasis.
Cool. Yeah, it's a good song.
I'm going to say the theme tune to Faulty Towers.
I was going to say Tragedy by the Bee Gees.
Nice.
oh,
I can't add up to one, but I can add up to several. But being the oldest one in here, so hey ho. There is nothing specific for me. I'll listen to anything,
All right. Okay.
and I appreciate most things and listen to everything. So whatever.
Dean.
Yeah, I'd like to say some sort of like sea shanty or something, but probably similar sort of thing. It's probably like a theme tune to some sitcom or something. No, my luck.
I don't know what mine would be. Mine would be something like I don't know.
Only Fools and Horses.
Yeah. Or Steptoe and Son. If you see in the front of my workshop, that looks like he's He's Wayne again. That's the front of my workshop's a bit like Steptoe and Son with all the stuff piled up. Yeah, I'll use that one day. Yeah.
So wait till you see the other side of the door when you do the invasion. So
Yeah.
my workshop's pretty neat, but the other side of the door, it's a bit like that as well.
You've got to have a place like that, haven't you? You've got to have a place that's organised chaos and stuff that you think you're going to use, but you realistic, you're not really, are you? You're just going to pile it there and end up going into the tip with it. Andy, come on, you've had long enough.
Yeah, Unfinished Sympathy, Massive Attack.
Cool.
Nice one, good call.
Yes.
Good song.
Wayne, we were just saying that, if you, what would the theme song to your life be? Is he frozen or is he?
Bit stuttery.
I think he's frozen. Okay.
That's a stare, isn't it? Look at that.
Yeah.
The Chain by Fleetwood Mac.
Cool.
Oh, another good call.
There you go.
See, Dean, you're in the
Man, I
perfect
feel like-
position to poke Wayne in the
Man,
ear.
I feel
over
like
there.
a woman.
That way.
The other way. Okay, right. Let's just see. Any questions from the chat? We want funny, silly questions, guys. I've got loads here, but I want some from you, if that's all right. Oh, Wayne's gone again. Let's have a little look.
It needs to put some money in the meter.
I would imagine he's having internet issues.
Probably is.
Yeah.
Must be a Wayne thing.
Yeah.
I can't see any questions. It's all right. It's a bit of a slow start off, but I'm hoping we have a little bit of fun here, guys. I'm not expecting anyone to jump up and strip. I mean, I don't mind. But
Yeah, anybody in the chat got any questions for all of us? Feel free.
Right.
Add them in. Rich will read them out.
Rich, are you secretly really Billy Connolly? Because he seems to like to get his kit off at every opportunity.
yeah, why not? You know what? I've worked hard on this belly.
Flash.
I don't want getting it out. I've put a lot of time into working this. You know what I mean? There's a lot of money gone down this throat to produce that.
There's a couple of questions in the chat, Rich.
I'm
Okay,
still working on it, guys.
Right, so Ian in the shed says, are beards a requirement to be a maker?
Absolutely.
No, but they do help.
They do, because you need somewhere to
On a
keep your
man.
pencil, and a
On
snack.
a man.
On a man, yeah. We would like to see him on a female maker.
It's for
Oh, I don't
safety
know.
reasons. I'm
Yes,
not being funny, but it's for safety reasons.
Yeah.
safety beard.
Everyone knows that beards are safety beards.
Yeah.
Particle filtration.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, come on. We've all got to be like.
Look at that. No COVID-19's getting through this sucker.
Exactly that. Exactly that. Come on now, people. Think with your head.
Right, I did see another question. Midnight Joker. What's the worst and funniest thing you ever made? Okay, I'll start with this.
Lidded box.
A what?
A phallic-shaped lidded box.
Nice. Do you know what? It's funny as you say that. Do you remember a couple of Christmases ago, I had to go at carving and I made a little Santa Claus. And everybody was saying, why have you made a phallus? Because it looked like a pecker. It did. It looked like a pecker, honestly, it did. If you turn it round, you could see Santa's face, but the back of it,
Unfortunately, mine was a request.
Okay.
Oh, dear.
Anyone else?
That's not fun. I tried a wine glass, the ones that people are doing at the minute. I tried a wine glass about a year ago, and I cut the stem off the glass and everything, and I turned down absolutely what I thought at the time was an absolutely beautiful stem for it. And when I put it on and actually put some fluid in it, I couldn't even get the thing to stand up. You only got to blow and the thing would fall over. So yeah, that was probably the worst. And it was quite funny the first time it fell over, but not the second. Too much weight on the
Oh, God. Good job Wayne's not in here. Be crying.
Mine's a really, really bad bowl. Really bad. It's up on my shelf of shame at the back there.
Ready for a cold night.
Just
Have
there.
we all got those shelves of shame?
Oh
I
yes.
thought it was compulsory.
I thought it was as
I've got
well.
a couple of pieces. I've got a couple of pieces I've kept, but
I have a box of shave. I don't
I
put it on
have-
shelf.
I have a tool for the problem projects.
Yeah.
That's the one.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to get an incinerator for my problem projects. Nick had a question.
once that happens, you don't have a problem project.
Go on then, Mark.
Well, there was one from Colin as well, so I'll do Nick's first. I'll go back to Colin's. If you could move anywhere, where would it be? Mine's simple. Alaska.
Oh yeah.
I would move to one or two places, either Oregon or Georgia.
See, I'd like
Georgia.
Bear Grylls' island. You know the island that Bear Grylls bought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like that because there's no natural predators. I can let my chickens run free. You know what I mean? And my goats and anything else that I want to collect.
I'd like a big ass log cabin in the middle of nowhere. That's what I'd like.
Yeah.
Be self-sufficient.
I could be self-sufficient, all right.
I think if it was a money was no object project, I would stay where I am, but I would buy every house in a vicinity and knock the whole lot down and have a nice bit of land around my house where I am.
Yeah. Why not? Dean, how about you?
I'd probably like to go a bit more coastal, so sort of like down towards Dorset sort of way, personally. But,
Yeah. It's not always hyped up to be, trust me. When all these sods come down here looking for somewhere to go on holiday, you'll agree with me, Andy, trying to get to work in the morning with all these tourists.
Oh yeah, but holidays, yeah, that's different.
Yeah,
But
it's beautiful. Beautiful place
so
to
that's
go.
why I'm quite excited. I work in a school, so I'm a DT technician, so I get the 6 weeks holidays off as well, like bonus. But I suppose, like you say, all the tourists, you're still trying to move around, so they can get hiring real quick.
Dean, I'll tell you what, I'll bump off the technician at my school. You come and work at my school.
Yeah.
Deal.
He's still,
He's got his axe. He's all right.
Yeah,
I'm not,
yeah.
it's fine.
the good thing about where
If he's not
Andy
at
and I
school
live,
next term, it wasn't me.
it's the sea is just like 10 minutes down the road. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Well, we had another question, didn't we? What's your biggest turning failure?
Dunno,
Too many to name.
Mine is making a goblet and doing a barley twist on the stem. Bear in mind it was a thin stem, and then trying to drill it after I did the barley twist. It don't work. It just explodes no matter how you try it. So there you go.
I think mine again.
I think
is still the class I did, but I can't embellish that one any more than that. Go on, Jamie.
I think my biggest turning failure is not starting turning earlier.
Ooh.
Honestly,
Yeah.
Deep answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keith, come on, you're the guru of wood turning here.
Well, I don't know about that, but I would say going through the bottom, joining the funnel club, or the mentor of the funnel club. Not too many times because you get pissed off with it. It's a waste of shavings going through. I think that's probably the biggest failure. I've managed to salvage most things. Leave them on the lathe, walk away, and go back the next day, and it's a different mindset then.
Yeah.
It's usually when you're not thinking totally of what you're doing that it goes wrong. It's a man-made thing that you just go through the bottom. You just don't read the calipers or whatever right.
Luckily, I'm not part of that group yet. That club.
Well, you shouldn't have said that. You shouldn't have said that.
It's inevitable. It's inevitable. It will happen. It'll happen. You know.
Wayne joined the funnel club at Dales. I made sure of it.
Only because you hit it with a hammer. That doesn't count.
So good turn to Daily Blair. Here's a question for everyone. Who has inspired you as a woodworker or wood turners over the lifetime? Sorry, I don't have my glasses, so I can't really see these.
So it says, question for YouTubers. The question for YouTube: what YouTuber has most inspired you for woodworking or turning?
Okay.
So for me, I'd probably go with Brett McAfee, Skull and Spade.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just his whole sort of fabrication that he does, something I'm very sort of into as well. So obviously like Jimmy DeResta and people like that. But let's grab this off the shelf. So I made this mallet for Brett. I was going to give it to him at Maker Central, but obviously with Maker Central. So I'm speaking to him on Instagram, and he's just like, hold on to it for the year, and I'll get it when we meet up finally.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like, he's a big influence.
I'd say mine is probably
Nice bloke as well.
the biggest inspiration for me has been Mike Walt.
Yeah.
The way he approaches his videos, it's very laid back, but also very instructional without being condescending.
Yeah.
And he's a fellow bus driver, so you know.
Our favouritism.
Yeah.
So when I can't look for inspiration, I don't really look because I don't really doubt myself when it comes to can I do it or not. I look because of due to health issues and things like that. So I look towards people like Chris Fisher and Mark, for example, on the panel here. Now I look like they're getting up off their rear ends and they're doing. I was going to swear then they're getting up and doing stuff, and I kind of think right, they're doing it. I'm not going to stop doing it. So I see Mark, Chris Fisher, and people in the same boats as them as inspirations. Now,
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And
I totally agree.
I don't think you can say that one specific YouTuber, because I can name a whole load that I watch, and I mean, and the guys I started watching were like Rod Humphreys, Carl Jacobson, Mike Wald, and all. You mean you don't just watch one? Do you watch loads of them? And I think they all inspire a little tiny bit comes from each one of those people.
Yeah,
fair point.
I mean, mine isn't just woodworkers that inspire what I do. There's artists as well, you know, and there's people that do travel logs. You know, I just love to see how people do their make their videos, and like you say, Steve, you just take a little bit from everywhere, don't you? And you come up with something that works for you.
Exactly, like you'll watch someone do a bowl, you think, oh yeah, like, and you'll take a bit from that one and a bit from that one, and then you'll try and bring your own style into it as well. That's, I mean, that's how I work. I don't know how you guys work.
Yeah.
Well, in all honesty, say there's only a bowl is a bowl, isn't it?
Exactly.
How you finish it, how you decorate it, how you turn it, is really up to you. I've been turning.
Everyone can see and hear you.
Yeah, 20 odd years before YouTube was about. So watching lives, watching turners at club, visiting turners. So YouTube didn't really do anything for me. I've only just got into it through basically Scott because I got him going. It's actually physically seeing it and picking up the piece that the turner has just made in front of you.
Yeah. So now you're watching YouTube then, Keith. You actually learned something now. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, not from you though, Steve.
So let's just welcome Wayne's back. What's it say? Technically inept big feet. And we've got the Dragons.
Oh look, Chris is on the wine again.
Chris Never's in.
Hey guys.
Alright.
So the whole format, just for you guys who just come in, the whole format, we're just having a little chat. We're hopefully entertaining the people in the chat and watching. I've got a load of questions here, just silly questions, and we're answering questions from the chat as well. Let's have a look what's going on.
Douglas Mungham was the next one, I think.
I can't even see it. Can you see it? Can you read it out?
What was the largest piece you have ever turned?
Largest piece you've ever...
Yeah, 30 inches diameter, 2.5 inches deep. It was a wall hanging come fireplace cover thing. It was dish batter plate sort of shaped. Did
So,
three of them.
mine was 3 foot round at Glyn's workshop.
Yeah.
And I turned it with a pen turning set.
Well, I can only fit 12 inches, so
No,
that's enough for me.
Bragging again.
Well, I don't know about the biggest. I don't know about the biggest there, but I think the smallest diameter.
In
On
fact,
my Coronet Herald, I done 21 inches.
are we talking about the girth or the length? Because my old lathe, I turned Mark's walking stick. Mark, that walking stick of yours, I turned that on in one piece on the lathe.
Wow.
That's
And
so cool.
it's
But
Yeah,
I've only got
that-
a
That's
little one.
cool. That's cool.
So-
I've got a little one. I can only
So that's
turn
what
mine
I'm-
into-
that's what I'm saying. Are we going with this big or are we going with this big?
I turned a
Mine
pair of
is,
drumsticks.
Mine's a 21-inch sycamore platter that I did on this lathe a week after I got it. It's the second thing I'd ever turned other than pens. And I
Exactly
had
the
to turn
same
it
as
out.
me.
Outboard because I've only got a 14-inch swing.
Okay. Anyone else?
No.
I
Okay.
turned a pair of
12
drumsticks
inches.
once. Does that count?
A what? Sorry.
A pair of drumsticks.
Yeah. Yeah. How did they work out? Did you get any
Pretty
whip in
good.
them?
Bang
Till
it.
I broke them.
And until she broke. So she was clapping for the NHS with them,
Oh,
and she ended up breaking them because it was
Oh.
only in plan. It was like a test piece. So I've got some Gibrano blanks that I need to make for the proper ones for my mate.
Yeah.
Not strong enough wood for it.
you need
No.
hickory.
No, it really wasn't.
Too brittle as a Brano.
Really.
Yeah.
So what would be the best? What would be the best wood for that?
Probably something like an ash that's got strength and flexibility.
Ash,
Okay.
maple, or
Oh,
beech.
I would say hickory for
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I like the
hickory.
hickory bit. Yeah, go
Yeah.
with the hickory.
because you have got some movement in hickory. It's not going to be a lot because they're only going to be 9 inches.
No, these ones were. I think it was
11, weren't they?
11 or 12 inches long.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is that real inches or man inches?
Whatever that much is.
That's man inches.
Whatever Amos says it is.
That's about 12 foot.
So we have a question from Rob CP, or Robocop, as you all probably know him. You're all very modest, even though you're all skilled. How do you all keep from becoming arrogant?
Arrogant. There's no such word
What
as
are you talking
arrogant.
about?
That's easy. Crap. That's
I think
easy,
what
I'm
we
looking-
do, Rob, is we just wing it most of the time.
Yeah, we just mingle with this crowd. We just mingle with all these, and that just knocks us
Yeah.
back to reality.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretend you're skilled and hang around with everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only really one or two very talented YouTubers. The rest of us just hang
I'm
off
one
their
of them.
coattails.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
just,
we just copy them.
yeah, definitely.
I'm one of them.
So am I.
What else we got? Right, I've got a question for everybody. Marmite, yes or no?
Yes.
No.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
No.
All
So
day long.
This is the question. I'm asking this question just so I know who to keep on my friends list.
Marmite peanut butter as well. And now Marmite hummus.
No.
Oh, I love Marmite. What I used to do as a kid, I used to
They
get.
do a Marmite deodorant as well now.
Do they?
Oh,
I'll have to
Yeah,
get
you
some
can
of
have a
that.
lick Marmite deodorant.
You either like it or love it.
Yeah, but the problem is,
Attract the
In
ladies.
your armpits.
Just no.
yeah, you'll have people grabbing you in the street trying to lick your armpits.
In fairness, I've said that already.
I know I would. I'd be the first one in line. Come here, give us a lick.
I must get some.
Oh, man.
Mark, you can try a little bit of mine. I'll get some off eBay.
Oh, no. Wrong. You're wrong.
then he defecate deodorant.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. You'd have Dale hanging off your arm. Let's have a look. Okay. So, if there was a zombie apocalypse and you were locked in your workshop, what weapon would you make first? Come on, Andy. Come on, Andy.
I'd make a clone of Andy.
All the zombies.
Axes, big axes.
Yeah.
I've got some axe heads, so I'd have some decent handles.
I made some pretty devilish Christmas decorations.
Devilish.
What, you just throw them at them?
They had spears on them, like that
Nice.
big.
Nice.
Zombies are known to be scared of Christmas decorations. Though.
See, if it was me, it'd have to be something that obviously you can't replenish ammo because so you wouldn't want a projectile.
Yeah, but a nail gun's always got good ammo.
Yeah, but you'll finish one day, and plus you can only go as far as your host will take you.
Yep.
So I would
arrows.
But see, you're going to lose arrows, aren't you? You're going to have to,
No, not if you hit them.
Excuse
not
me.
for Mark. Not for Mark.
I never
no.
lost arrows.
Mark could get eye shots all the time.
2 very good machetes, one for each.
And you pull the arrows back out, you can reuse them.
I've got
Oh, there you go. Dean's already got his ready.
a few years ago at work, they decided to do World Book Day, and me being me, I was like, I want to go as Negan from The Walking Dead because it's a book technically, it's a graphic novel. So I was like, let's make a baseball bat with barbed wire and walk around the school with it.
Nice.
What was her name? Because she had a name, didn't she?
I think
Lucille.
Lucille,
Andy's
that's
got
it.
it. Andy's
Andy's
wins.
got the one.
Yeah.
Oh, Andy.
You'll cling on them today.
Oh, have some of that. Yes.
That's amazing.
Andy ain't going
Is that a
nowhere.
kaplock? Or whatever it's called.
Are you speaking?
Oh, I want that. I want one of them.
But to be fair,
I want that.
I've got a whole truckload of stuff in here. I mean, I've got swords hanging on the wall. I've got spears hanging off the wall.
So if there's an apocalypse, we're all going around Andy's.
Yeah.
You'd be a good person.
Everyone knows
I'm
that
alright.
anyway.
I could walk there in half an hour. I'd have to take some kind of machete
Bring
with
the
me.
car,
And
we might need the diesel.
That's it. 2 machetes,
Yeah.
mate. One for each hand. You'll be all right.
yeah. Tim's
That
how
I
to
can
make.
also do.
Actually, first of all, Ian in the shed says he spends time watching. He watches Colin Firth's Owl's Hat Shack and he copies them. Question to all: is there a book a must-have for wood turners?
Classic Shapes. It's an old book. It features all of the Egyptian shapes through the ages that you can turn and that look good, that form together. There's so many, shall we say, makers, DIY makers out there that think they can turn a bowl that's got good form, for argument's sake, and it's only a dog bowl. A dog can't knock it over. So I think, personally for me, it was the book on forms, working out the measurements so that you've got the third golden rule, bits and pieces like that. That's the one I would suggest. You learn the mistakes you make for a reason. You learn from your own mistakes. No book can tell you how to do it. You've got to do it yourself.
You can make your own book.
Yeah.
You make a mistake, write it down.
Yeah.
I can put my surname page. I think the most important thing is if you're going to do it, get out there and do it, because like Jamie was saying earlier on, you leave it too late, sometimes you'll never do it. And I mean, I only got into wood turning from an accident, really, and I've had a lot of fun doing it, but it's something I would never have seen myself doing 5 or 6 years ago, but I'm glad I did.
Yeah. It is good.
We're literally just over a year into turning.
Yeah.
And it was Maker Central last year.
It was our daughter's fault.
It's our daughter's fault.
And Jamie's.
Yeah, Jamie's.
Yeah.
Always Jamie's.
Always Jamie.
Well, it's always Jamie's fault, whatever it is. But we're just over a year into making, and I mean we're learning as we go along as well, and it's like seeing the differences and understanding the differences in how tools work as well.
Yeah.
And lathe as well, because it's the smoothness of the lathe, and it's how we're starting to understand wood a bit more as well, whether it's going to be very chalky or whether it turns very crisply and it doesn't need a lot of sanding. And it's all a learning experience. It's really cool, actually.
I think as new learners, though, as new turners, some of the things you do need to know are just the safety aspects.
Yeah, completely.
I think once you know what the safety aspects of it all are, wear shoes.
Yeah, put your shoes on. You don't want to stub your toes.
Face
Yeah,
mask.
if you saw my video this week, I nearly lost my toes.
Nearly, I sorted that.
But make sure you have the best face shield that you can get. Make sure that you tie your hair up for women. Yeah, because people just need to see.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah, they need to know that.
Tie your beard up too. Yeah.
Tie your beard up. Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like it's silly little things that you maybe not think about. Like a lathe won't stop for you. A lathe is designed to keep going.
Yeah.
It's funny thing, but you still see people wearing rings as well.
Yeah.
And if a lathe catches, if you're sanding and that catches your ring, that's going to rip your finger straight off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to expand on what Emma said, as YouTubers, we put ourselves out there for public consumption.
Yeah.
And being a newbie, I've taken my hints and tips from people I've watched. So we have a responsibility to the people that are watching us.
Yep.
And if we show them dodgy techniques and we skimp on safety, they'll do it.
Yeah.
So
well, this is it. When you want to learn how to do
proper
something,
PPE. Because if I did something stupid and somebody copied me and they got hurt, I'd never forgive myself.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, like I said, you can also sit there and put the description in, or a disclaimer in, sorry, as much as you like. They're going to watch what you do, despite of that disclaimer being in your videos.
And this is why YouTube nowadays, if you want to learn how to make something, the first place you go is YouTube. You don't go to Wikipedia or anything like that. You just like, I YouTube it and I'll find, and then that's why you get all these 2.5 minute experts on there.
But the trouble is, unfortunately, you're never going to cover for every idiot.
No.
You know what I mean?
It's the same as
But if you're happy in yourself that you've done everything.
At some point in the time, you're going to make a mistake anyway, and people will pick you up on it.
Yeah,
it all depends on how you take that on board, that criticism, and deal with it, and do something with it.
I think what people need to sometimes realise with us as YouTubers, we're trying to produce a video of something that may be simple for you to do, but we've got video equipment, sound equipment, all this stuff around us. We're constantly looking back at our monitors to make sure we're in frame, we've got the lights correct, the sound's correct, and all that sort of thing.
It's a whole different aspect to the making side of things.
So sometimes we might be in a funny angle, but it's because we've got a camera in the way.
Yeah, definitely. So I think if people understand the safety aspects of making, first, then the fun begins.
Yeah. First and foremost, that's the most important thing.
On anything, that's not just turn, that's everything in life.
Yeah.
But it's everything in a workshop, especially. It's not just wood turning, it's bandsaw, table saw, sanding, turning, drilling.
Sharpening.
There's sharpening. There's safety aspects to everything in a workshop, and we have to promote that. We have to be responsible for that.
I've said to Thomas before, everything in my workshop wants to kill you, and it will happily do it. Yeah. So you've got to have respect for it. I mean, like Andy, you do a lot of carving. the worst thing that Andy's going to deal with, other than that I know he doesn't use anymore, that stupid thing. What was it called, Andy? That chainsaw disc? Oh my god!
Oh, the Arbortech thing.
Yeah, no, it's a disc.
No.
With a chainsaw attached to it. But yeah, you deal with a lot of dust, Andy, and you know people don't realise dust is dangerous as well. You know,
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dust is the silent
Right
killer.
up your nose.
Yeah.
But I am glad you destroyed that stupid thing.
I think Wayne's trying to talk and we can't hear him.
I don't
Where
worry.
is
I think your biggest,
Rick.
your biggest risk is arrogance and complacency.
Yes. Yeah.
Most of you met Valerie over week, and what most of you don't know is the reason why Valerie can't walk very well was an accident at work 25 years ago. Yeah, I mean that was impact damage. It was an accident. What, frankly, you just rub off another day. Think, oh, look at that hurt.
Yeah.
25 years later, Valerie uses a wheelchair if she has to walk more than 20 yards. And she ended up with parts. I'm not going to go into details, but like I say, my foot used to get a lot bigger than mine, and I'm in a 14. Valerie's a size 6 shoe, and that the swelling and the impact. And the stretch of the skin is painful enough. I'm saying a few years ago, about 13 years ago, I had an accident at Forge Masters, a job where I had, and that nearly killed me. If it weren't for a hard hat, it would have killed me. 300 kilo ropes come off a crane and hit me on my head on my hard hat and actually broke me. And again, if I hadn't been wearing that hat, if I had to wear one, so that'd be me gone.
I think that's showing the difference between doing your research for PPE. So even with face shields, you can get like cheap face shields on Amazon, but you need like a proper polycarbonate one that really protects you properly. That means if something comes off the lathe, it's going to stop it.
I think mine, if something come off the lathe, it would still hit me, but it just wouldn't scratch me. That's all. It'd still fold around my face and destroy my face, but it wouldn't scratch me.
But that's the whole point, to be honest with you, Rich, isn't it? I mean, the PPE is to stop the stuff coming through the face shield. It's still going to hurt.
I tell you what, I come close to death once in my workshop, and even the thought of it, and honestly, I was literally that close to death, and I was sharpening a spoke shave blade with my hands, and it. What did it do? I went on the side of the disc, the sharpening wheel, and it spun off and just went. It was razor sharp. You could shave with it, right? And I was just making edge, and I felt it go past me like this. If that would have hit me in the side of the jugular, and even to this day now, I think, how stupid was I? Just doing something silly.
So you're saying you was using the side of the grinding wheel that you're not meant to be using? Is that what you're saying, Rich?
No, it weren't the grinding wheel. I've got a my sharpening, like my chisels and things like that. Well, wood chisels and knives. I've got a 20mm thick piece of MDF, and it's 6 inches, and I load it up with polishing compound, and then it literally gives you a razor sharp edge, and I thought I'll try it on the side. Nah. It caught it straight up, and I felt it just go past. Yeah. I literally had to sit down on the floor because I was in shock that I nearly ended my life because I was being so stupid. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the thing is, it happens so quick. That's what people don't realise. They see accidents on YouTube, all these car accidents and people falling off things, and it's all in slow motion. Yeah. In real life, it's not slow motion. No. It happens like that. Half a second, and your life's over.
Yeah. Claire's got a good point here. She says, I think constructive advice is easier to handle than direct criticism. I learn better from advice than critique. Would you agree?
Yeah,
certainly.
without doubt.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing guaranteed to get you back up quicker than somebody just being, too blunt about it.
Yeah.
To be fair,
The last thing you need is someone turning around saying you're a moron.
Well, this is why this is why I don't understand some of these people that comment on our videos and everyone else's videos of like the guy that you had recently, Andy. Why give you a stupid comment like that? Why not explain? Right, this is why I think you're an idiot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
it's not.
You take that on board a bit easier,
There's
surely.
getting personal, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's getting personal. Do you know what I mean?
Did the person actually have a YouTube channel as well?
If it's somebody that I knew, fair enough.
Yeah.
If it was somebody that I knew, fair enough. But it's somebody that I have no clue who they are.
Yeah. But if he would have said
judgment on me when they have no clue who I am.
If he would have said something like
socially retarded.
Yeah. If he'd have said, I think you're an idiot because you've done this wrong, then you could think, well, it's okay. I'll learn from that. Or sod off. Do you know what I mean? You could take it either way then, can't you?
I can relate to the question because going back 10, 15 years at Wood Club, we had many supposedly good turners that were judging, and the biggest criticism that they all made, and not just for me, it was everyone. I wouldn't do it like that. I don't like that. No, it's not you. It's give us the answer that we want to hear as to why you don't like it. Not just saying I don't like it. Give us an answer, or give us the reason you don't like it, and perhaps then we could do something about it.
As my old boss used to say, don't come to me with a problem, come to me with a solution.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
I think the problem we have in the wood turning world, and I'm not just a wood turner, but some people, they only do wood turning. And you're putting it out there for everyone to see. A lot of the problems we have is snobbery, in my opinion. Similar to what you was just saying, Keith. Oh, that's not the way I do it. Well, if the way I do it works, why not do it that way?
There's more than one way to do anything.
Yeah, it's like certain chisels. You'll see me use chisels that you think, oh my god, what's using it like that for? It works for me. If you're a snob, then don't watch. You know what I mean?
Thing is, as long as it's safe.
Yeah.
As long as it's safe and you've got a system that works.
Yeah.
It works. That's really all that matters, isn't it?
Yeah. That's
it. The safe way of doing it, and if you're showing someone, you would show them the safe way, not I can do it this way and I've got away with it for the last 20 odd years. I know I'm doing it wrong. Let's show everyone the right way to do it.
See, like everyone knows here that if they've watched my invasions and things like that, I started turning over 20 years ago, but there was no YouTube. I just learnt off magazines, so I got a lot of real bad habits.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was like gaps between, so I haven't been working wood turning 20 years in a row. You know what I mean? So
this is why I can't teach Valerie. I can show what I do, but I use a lot of strength and that's on toward a lot. But Valerie not having the grip in the hands or being able to stand, found it difficult. So I gave her the basics, and then I did for a lesson with Chris Fisher, which Valerie's going to have another one soon. And that made all different because I can't teach Valerie what I do. Heaven forbid, nobody needs to be shown how I do things. But like I say, with just that extra element, it builds confidence. Because Valerie, I can't do it.
I think it's quite funny between us because Chris is left-handed. We turn very differently.
See, I'm ambidextrous, so I turn with both hands.
I do as well.
I find it very easy.
I can't turn with either hand.
Look at him.
I think it's bad that you teach someone that you know very well how to turn, because you're bad habits you can easily pass on because you know they will accept that you can get away with it. Whereas if you're teaching someone that you don't know, particularly to start with, I mean, I've taught several people that I didn't know, but at the end of the turning experience, after 15 lessons, they're friends. And you can then talk to them in a different language, and they respect you through teaching them as beginners and showing them the basics. I think there's a lot of people out there that they're 12-month turners, and I'm not picking on anyone on here. They're 12-month turners, but they can do everything that you can do and can do it better, or they think they can. And this is the biggest issue that I have with wood turners.
No, we learning every day. Every time. Even when we met up last weekend, it was a case of, you know, how I was turning and they were like, oh, you know, a bit gentler.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Saving all the shouting.
The thing is, though, this is what I really enjoy about wood turning, is those little light bulb moments when there's somebody who's had a different experience or is very much more experienced than you, and they turn around and go, have you tried this? And you go, I didn't even think of that. And it's like, oh wow, that's really cool. I like that. I like that a lot. Yeah,
a light bulb moment.
Yeah, there's no one way to do any specific item. In the workshop down at the museum, which I belong to, I've got 9 lathes, and if I put 9 turners in there, each turner would do the same project differently and come up with a reasonable end article.
Yeah, there was a video I watched recently from Woodland TV. It's a YouTube channel called Woodland TV, and it was about a bodger. And I don't know if you know what a bodger is.
Most of it's open air greenwood stuff. And that. Yeah.
Well, this guy was making a stool on a lathe that was a treadle power with a cable onto a great big piece of, I think it was
it's a pole lathe.
Yeah, and it was I'd love to make. I might make one of those in the back garden one day.
There's 4 or 5 different versions of that. You can either do it with a long springy pole, which I think most of them do. You can also do it with
hazel in it.
Yeah, an H frame that's got elastic stretched across the frame, and use that as propulsion to bring the pole back. So there's many different methods.
Anyone else wants to come in? Where are you going?
So we got to
with the one that's in your workshop.
Yeah.
And then you don't have to pedal.
No, the little Chinese man.
I like that, Andy.
So you need a treadle Dremel, Andy.
Treadle Dremel. Say that when you're drunk.
So we got a question from Ian in the shed. Question for all: what was the most difficult bit of recording your first video? How did you know it was ready?
Standing in front of the camera.
So I've seen your videos, Dean, are very crisp, aren't they? It looks like you spend a lot of time with your camera angles and your editing and things like that.
To be honest, it's just my phone.
Yeah.
I've recently bought a new tripod, and it's stunning. So it's one of these ones with like the multi-angle. Is it like a ball head they call it?
Oh yeah.
So with this, I can get better close-ups. So I mean, if you saw some of the earlier ones, it's literally just stick the camera on and go. Whereas with this, I'm trying to be more conscious of moving my camera around a little bit.
Yeah.
But as for when I know when it's done, I think there's only so much I like to do with projects, and then I feel like if I push it too far, it's ruined it. So I try and dial it back a little bit.
There's a fine line, isn't there? Than going too far, and not going far enough.
It's like I said to people before. At the end of the day, we're makers. We're not film producers.
Mm.
Yeah, none of us are Steven Spielberg. So we just do the best we can with what we've got.
I think
Yeah.
the best one for me was the first video. My son filmed it for me. It was when I did the guitar stand one, and we didn't have a tripod, so he actually stood with a very conveniently heighted piece of copper pipe with his hand on that, just so he didn't wobble it so much. And looking back now, when I think about it, I thought the very next video I did was to make a holder that I could put my phone into, not a tripod, because it drove me balmy. Because poor son want to hold it steady and then move it around as well. You just couldn't move it.
I mean, going back for me, you look at some of my earlier videos. Like I just feel like a complete idiot. I was really awkward. I was umming and ahhing the vast majority of the time. Every other word was an or an ah. And then I think probably doing the podcast helped a lot when we first started that. I was kind of getting used to talking to the camera a bit more because people were in there. And gradually I don't know, it's because I was kind of, I guess I was trying to be funny back then and trying a bit too hard to be professional at the same time. And afterwards I was like, you know what, I just don't care. I don't care what people
think. How many times you say or
you are who you are.
Yeah.
See,
that's
my problem
is. You just got to not care what people think.
Yeah, that's it. My problem starting off wasn't the fact that, you know, because I'm a scout leader, I'm used to stand up in front of loads of little eyes judging you, but it was hearing my own Brummy accent back when I was editing.
Yeah.
That was the worst part for me, because I was like, oh god, you know what I mean? I sound.
That's why like hardly any of my videos have voiceovers, because just hearing it back, it's like.
Yeah, but now I love it. I can't get enough of it.
That's why you got such good watch time.
I just keep watching my own videos back just to watch myself.
See, before I got into YouTube, I used to do a lot of.
Comfortable.
Sorry?
I was never really comfortable doing. Right at the beginning, I think the Clockwork Orange was when I started to get a bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I was being an idiot. I'm relaxed. It's like, yeah, whatever. After then, just you need to find that balance point where you get relaxed. You relax in yourself, and you just sort of let it go. I think. Just let it go. Let it go.
Yeah, just be yourself. Ignore everybody. You are what you are. You are who you are. And if people don't like it, they don't have to watch, do they?
Scroll
Exactly.
You know.
Make the video for yourself, and if somebody else likes it, it's a bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't show anyone on my private videos. That's just for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, not again! I told you.
How to make plasticine.
Yeah, there's a lot of plasticine. Trust me, it's too much. There's a plasticine overload.
The morph syndrome.
On weekends, Richard is called Morph.
Yes. I stick things to myself. Do you know what I mean? With plasticine, make an extra arm here and there.
Dear Lord.
Yeah, I better stop now.
Yeah.
I really don't know where to go from there, Richard.
Actually, you might have crossed.
Does that make Andy Tony Hart?
Right, let's have a little look. Let's change the subject. Right, let's have a look here.
Compliment, to be fair.
Yeah.
So, we're all familiar with Claire from Claire's Crafty Corner. She's done her first wood turning video.
I'm not.
So, Claire, pull a finger out, get it up, let us have a look at it. No one's going to judge you.
Much.
Not a lot, anyway. There might be a bit of snobbery going along, but you know.
I will.
Oh, you use it.
Is Rich going to start singing "I Am What I Am"? Okay.
I am what I am.
Right then.
Did you go original carbide, Claire?
She's carbide. I think she used.
Claire,
It looked like a carbide, yeah.
Oh, see.
Okay. So we've all My wife. This has sparked this question. My wife. Do you know, like the one hit buy option on Amazon? She bought like a cross stitch for 50 odd quid. So, what's the worst purchase you've ever made?
God.
I would say, Rick, I think you already know this one. It would be the boat anchor I bought.
Why would you buy a boat anchor in the Midlands?
No, I bought a scroll saw that was about as much use. Yes, I remember that. Is that still gathering dust underneath your the back of your workshop? I got another one off Mike, and it's only one of the Aldi Lidl type ones, but it is head and shoulders above what the last one was. but I think I'm going to challenge Jamie to using it because he said he would.
I'll use it. I'll show you how to do it properly.
Yes, you're welcome to, mate. You're welcome to. To me, it is a boat anchor. I couldn't get it to do what I wanted it to do. And like I said at the time, maybe it is down to the fact that I don't really know what I'm doing.
Anyone else?
The worst I've got a Titan pillar drill, and that was just a hunk of junk.
Yeah.
I think I had it a couple of months and it all seized up. But that could have been just the state of my workshop, to be honest. It was just letting in moisture here, there, and everywhere.
I bought a Titan bandsaw years ago to do some oak pillars, or like the fancy scroll bits for the oak pillars, and I tried to run a bit of 6mm ply for it, and I wouldn't even cut straight on a bit of 6mm ply, so I had no chance. I'm 75mm oak.
Funny you say that. I've got a Titan bandsaw that's going out into the skip soon as well.
Oh, they're useless, aren't they? You can't set them properly.
See, you say that. I've got a Titan table saw. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
It's absolutely brilliant.
Actually,
does everything I ask of it.
Any multi-tool other than a Dremel?
I was just about to say that. So after watching some of Andy's stuff, I got Emma a multi-tool, but it was just like a cheap, like a rechargeable one. And this it was absolutely pointless. But we got the Dremel, and after we got the Dremel, it was just like changed.
It's just a waste of money. Yeah. Couldn't even change the heads properly, and as soon as you put them in, they'd spin.
Oh yeah. So you didn't get the right collets with it.
Yeah.
See,
waste of money.
If you are gonna get the cheap ones, the best thing to do is get the Dremel mini chuck, and then that doesn't loosen as much.
Yeah.
It can eventually, but like that little mini chuck's the lifesaver.
Well, he got me the Dremel 3000 for Christmas and made up for it.
That's what I've got. I love it. Love it.
Yeah.
That little mini chuck is one of the best things you get for a Dremel.
Yeah. Right, we've got a question here from, and look what I'm about to do. As if by magic. There you go. I can read them now. Right, question, guys. What is the most expensive and exotic wood you ever turned?
That pen. What is that?
I've only done
zebra wood.
Going to say not particularly expensive in real terms, but for me, it would probably be the Paduke. And I know people pick it up cheap, but I paid silly money again from Axminster for one about a year ago, and it sat there for ages. And I tormented Nick the Flaming Turner over it for ages because he liked my bit of Paduke, and I kept putting things on it. Whenever I made him, I put it on top of it. Just go, look, Nick, let's Paduke again. and Nick kept saying, "I'm going to come up there and nick that Paduke," but he can't now because I finally turned it.
Mine is Poor Rosa. If any of us ever turned that, it's a stunning wood, and it just turns. It's beautiful wood, but it's really hard to get hold of a decent sized piece. It's pretty expensive. I want them. A 5-inch bolt black's about £7, and but it's difficult to get hold of. But it really is a stunning wood. It's It's just difficult to get hold of.
Mine was that 12-inch Coca-Cola, 12-inch
that-
by 3-inch.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was beautiful.
I think that was worth about 500 quid, if right. And Dan from Yandles told me that. I had no idea how much it was worth, and he was the one's like, that's, very expensive. But yeah,
We
I think
bought a
mine
piece.
was
I was going to say we bought a piece of. This is black
Palm.
palm, and that cost just to do a pen. It cost an absolute fortune. It's a horrible wood to turn.
So just to be a little bit pedantic, it's not actually a wood; it's a grass.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I've got some more. Do you want some? I've got loads of that.
It's a nightmare to turn.
And it splinters, doesn't it?
It splinters, and the polishing of it takes forever.
Did you spend a lot on that? Because
Yeah,
they've got
it was quite expensive.
they've got loads of that Yandles in pen blank size for £2 each.
Oh.
I bought a lot.
Year ago.
Okay.
This is one of the very first ones I made.
Yeah, but it's horrible stuff to turn though, and I got loads of splinters from it as well.
Horrible.
Because if you run your hand down it,
I mean that finish took forever. To get a decent finish, it was just a nightmare. Just not worth it to use it for pens.
and if you use paste on it, then it's just going to keep sinking into it all.
Yeah, and that's all it did. And where it sunk into it, it then started to lift it for the little bits to come out and splinter. It was.
So,
but you live
so
and learn, don't you? That's the whole idea.
Yeah. For me, it was one of the recent bowls I've done. It was called a Vank Goal.
Yeah.
That was one I got from Yandles as well. So that was a really nice looking wood. That was.
Mine was a pen blank. I had a customer request something special, and I ordered a hybrid blank from America. It was fossilized mammoth tusk. It cost me £25 to buy it, and then I got hit with a customs charge of £15. So it was 40 quid just for the blank, just for a pen blank. 20 by 20 by 150.
The trouble is, then you're always holding back because you're worried that you're going to chip it out and break it.
It's a very chunky pen by the time I'd finished.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, who's that? Oh, Wayne. He's still here. He's still here.
Right. That's one of the reasons I don't turn many exotics, because they're so expensive, and I've found that they chip quite easily. We were talking about Sobrano earlier on. Yes, nice wood. Very expensive though, isn't it? For what? For that.
For what it is, yeah.
You can get some really nice English woods at peanuts or free. You just need to speak to local arborist.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go around, wait for the chainsaw to fire up, and what are you doing with that, mate?
Yeah.
Oh, it's only going through the chipper. Okay, can I have a lump? Yeah.
See, was that the stuff that? Yeah. Well, that's how you get a lot of your stuff, isn't it? And it's
all my stuff is from where I work at the moment. Certainly at the moment is it's all free. Why would I pay when I can?
And it's all bolted.
Exactly.
Yeah, or a piece of cedar of Lebanon. Do you know what I mean? I mean, the tree is like 400 year old.
Yeah.
Where am I going to get a piece of that from? Do you know what I mean? As it
You
happens,
just need to
I've
talk
got
to me again.
Oh yeah. And to be fair, that stuff was lovely to carve.
Was it? You want some more then?
If you don't mind.
Keith, you sound like you're trying to shift there.
I can tell you the history of that piece. That was in our local church over at Slinfold in West Sussex, and the local arborist said that there's an issue with it and it needs to come down. So the church reluctantly said yes, it can come down. So it was taken down in, I think, about 4 foot lengths, and the diameter of it was about 2.5 foot. It was taken to a field less than 200 yards away from where it was cut, dumped in the corner. We'd all been told that we could have some, but the guy that the field belonged to said, "Oh, you can't have that. That's mine." So he said, "Sodger." Anyway, he's gone to a different resting place now, and we managed to get in there, but it had gone too far, a lot of it. So I managed to pick up the biggest part of the tongue. So
Cool.
there is a bit more, Andy.
As it happens, I picked up on Monday. I picked up a 6 foot chunk of cedar, which I've just cut up for carving. That's the next carving. It's 96 centimeters in height and about 45 centimeters wide. So it's a fair old unit.
Yeah, the most I can, the longest I can give you is about 2 foot, because it was all cut up. So I mean, it's manageable.
This is from work, so
yeah.
No, that's cool, mate. Please.
So, JP, what was that stuff that smelled like cow poo that Claire turned in your place?
Soprano. Yeah. It's horrible. That stink.
It stinks. It does.
I should have told her that it was cow poo.
Guano.
Just stabilised.
It makes lovely pens, but it stinks.
Okay, guys.
Yeah,
I've got a question. I've got a question for you off my sheet. Okay. Okay, so what talents do you have that not many people know about? Secret talents. And we don't want to know about biting your own toenails. That's not nice.
Oh, that's just not
I used to do that. I used to do that as a kid.
There, Rick, didn't you?
Yeah. I used to do it when I was young. I can't do it now because I'm storing a lot of stuff for later, and it takes my breath away trying to do my own shoelaces up. But there you go.
So, believe it or not, I don't just do wood turning. I actually do some scroll sawing as well.
No.
Really?
How about that?
Nah,
You should put it on YouTube.
don't believe it. It's been that long since we've seen it. I don't believe it.
I should do, yeah. I should do.
You'll do some scroll sawing to get hold of my photo anchor.
Come on, Dean.
Yeah.
You've got to have a secret talent out there. Well, then again,
So I didn't really know if it's that secret because I made a few guitars on my channel, but I'm a musician, drummer as well.
nice.
That's my little thing on the side.
There you go. You have to get the dragons to make you some.
Yeah, I was looking at like segmented snares and everything like that. They're pretty cool. So if any of you guys can make a segmented snare drum, that'd be
Nice.
awesome.
Oh yeah.
You could do that.
There's a YouTube channel. There's a YouTube channel on called Bales who makes snare drums. He made one out of concrete as well.
Really?
I'll tell you what,
So what-
if someone turned one, I could carve it.
Yeah. What size are you talking about? Because you'd need, what are they, about 16 inches?
Yeah, about 14 to 16.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you can get your marching snares, which are about 18 inch, but like on a 5-piece drum kit, it's usually about 14, 15, I think.
Yeah. Huh. Mark, you've got to have some hidden talent. Come on.
Well, you guys probably know my hidden talent, but for anybody listening, I used to be a world-class archer. I was ranked number 2 in the world. I won the silver medal at the World Championships in South Africa in 2005. I've competed for Great Britain, England, in European, World, and National Championships.
Well done.
So cool.
But I'm retired now.
We know we usually take the P out of Mark for 10.
Yeah, it goes back to the zombie question.
There isn't a single Robin Hood joke that I haven't heard.
Yeah.
And I can say, hand on heart, he was an amateur.
Yeah, but Mark, you looked better in the tights, didn't you, mate?
Yes, I agree.
do. There are pictures of me in green tights.
Yeah. Grapes.
Tight.
Tighty tights, tighty white tights, no green ones.
Anyone else? Come on, dragons. You've got to have some secret talents.
Emma's got one.
Careful. There might be people.
Careful.
She would be a good dust collector if they ever got desperate for dust.
Oh, yeah, as Dale found out where she dumped it all last time.
Was it dust or chippings?
I got told off for leaving it in the bathroom.
She collected it all and then dumped it at the bottom.
It was at the bottom.
Just so I can explain to the people watching, you know, she was wood turning and it was she was catching it.
I didn't have a smock on.
She didn't have a smock on. She didn't have a smock on. Let's have a look. Okay, right then.
Check out the hashtag.
I can't even read it.
Hashtag
Low
cut Turner.
Do we have any questions in the chat? Anyone want to answer, ask some more questions?
Rob CP's put one in, mate. Question: is there anything special that you would want to make, but for whatever reason you have not done it yet?
That's interesting.
Yes.
That's a good question.
Yeah, so I've got some of you may have seen the wall hanging I made for Pam Harris. So I've got another one in the mix where I want to do like a remembrance one for the poppy appeal, but then donate it to the actual poppy appeal. So I've kind of got that planned out. I need to kind of finish the design. But yeah, that's going to be like yellow heart, purple heart, and all that kind of stuff. So that's going to be quite an expensive one.
Cool. See, I really want to make one of these, and I've promised my brother that I'm going to make it for him as a video. But I'm waiting for a pocket hole jig to come, which is one of those boxes you sit on, and it's like a beat box. So you got a snare in the top.
Like the something.
Yeah. But he said that certain parts of it have got to be thinner than others. So there's a lot to it. It's not just making a box, and then because you need to be able to turn the snare off or muffle it. You know.
Yeah, I think
like
there's like the pedal on the side that takes it away.
Yeah. And I think he wants a place to put a microphone into it as well, so you know, because he's a musician and he's a lot better than me at anything like that.
That's an interesting make. That'd be a complicated make.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I really am. But like I say, I'm waiting for a pocket hole jig to arrive, and then I'll crack on with it. And I want to use some nice, some beach ply or something nice. You know, something that's got hardly any knots running through it, you know. So I'd like to expose the end.
I'm after making a guitar for my son. My son's quite a good guitarist, and I want to make it out of plywood. You know, put the plywood along the length so you've got the grain.
No.
You just see the grain. It's what I meant to have made about 6 months, but I've just got that much on. But the trouble is, to buy the hardware to make a guitar is that expensive. I was just going to go and buy a second-hand guitar and just use that and skip that and use the parts for that and body it that way.
You're looking at doing an electric one, yeah? electric guitar.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
See, that looked nice.
Yeah.
That's a simpler phone to what that
Incidentally,
is.
Richard, I had the pocket Hole Jig in my car. I could have given you. I brought it down to give away at Dale's, and I forgot to get it out of the car.
See, I've got a 1982 PV Raptor, and there's a lot of wear on it, so I can imagine all that wear on, if it was plywood, would look awesome. So if you could replicate that, so you can see all the wear going through the layers, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I want to do it. It's still on card, but it's got that many hobbies. I mean, I've just done this will be disabled brother. Hold on, that's like style of a thing. Yeah,
that's cool.
It can also work. My brother, he got severe learning difficulties, and so he still pretty much lives in his own childhood. So I wanted to do him Rupert the Bear, and I'll keep me to put it on Instagram. But it's just every time I want to do one thing, I've got 4,000 things in my head to do. I think we all have, haven't we? We've all got 4,000 things, and you're thinking of another one, and something else is out of the side.
That's it. Well, I've just read this question in her accent, right, if anyone knows Claire. Right.
Yeah.
What do you do with your sawdust? Put it in the regular bin? Dump it over the neighbour's fence and deny all knowledge of it?
Sawdust is great for garden. Absolutely fantastic for garden. 60% sawdust and 40% green stuff. Honestly, it keeps turning it. It's absolutely fantastic.
What happens when your garden's 9 foot high, though?
then you just, that's it. You start going down.
Dig a hole and bury it.
I got rid of 11 bags of shavings because I advertised it on Marketplace. Somebody came round, picked it all up for their horses.
Yeah, some people have it for their animals, don't they? I give a lot of mine away to people for animals.
Yeah,
see, I would, but
local one.
There's resin amongst mine, so I mean, I would use it for my chickens, but I can't really put resin in there, can I? Shavings of resin.
My wife uses mine in with the chickens as long as there's no resin in it. So I tend to have a clean out round after I've used the resin, and then if I turn just wood, I'll shove it in a bag for her and she uses it.
Yeah.
But we have buried it in the garden as well. Job done.
I've got plans to make a smoker and use mine. So I use a lot of beech and oak. I thought about making a meat smoker and using it in that. So I've got bags of sawdust in the shed down the garden that are sort of like just drying out, ready to go.
Yeah, you can mix it with PVA and make it into blocks for wood burners. I've got a machine that I put mulched paper, put paper in water for ages until it goes really soggy. And then you kind of pull these handles down, it makes a block. But you can do the same with sawdust. It just burns for hours.
Yeah.
Hide it down Emma's top.
Some wicked stuff.
That's the whole team back on.
We're coming down to see you soon, Mark. Just watch it, mate.
Oh, good, you can take some sawdust back with you.
Well, you've got to pass my house to get to Mark's, so I'll expect a little visit. Right.
Oh.
We'll do a dragons invade.
Yes. Yeah.
I've got a question. What wood can you not put on your garden?
Walnut, apparently. Billy Burt just says, don't put walnut shavings in your garden.
There you go.
It will kill your plants.
Well, there you go.
I imagine you can't put you on there either.
Probably not a good idea.
Well,
poisonous.
if I put shavings on my garden, my missus would kill me.
Things like walnut, there's camphor in that as well, isn't there?
Sorry, I missed
things
that.
Like walnut. I think there's things like camphor and stuff like that. Is quite caustic.
Probably, yeah. I don't know.
Probably laburnum as well. Because that's toxic.
Well, how about you? I mean, would that cause any issue on your garden? I mean,
I've spread it on the garden and I've not had too much of a problem.
Yeah.
It depends how big these shavings are, really, I think. It breaks down in a couple of years.
Years probably only toxic for animals. It's probably not toxic for other plants.
You just got to worry about the wood, the nature.
Yeah.
We woke up the other night and looked at our CCTV, and there was 3 badgers in the garden next door, trying to get into our garden to get the chickens. That's why I totally forgot about Dean's invasion. I was fortifying the chicken pen. So now it looks like, if someone comes into the garden in, when it's dark, it looks like Wembley Stadium. It blinds them, like a cat, an animal in the headlights. What's that, Glenn? We've heard that about you, Rich. Okay. Right. Do we have any more questions? I was going to wrap it up in about 4 minutes.
I'm going to give everyone a question. So if you're stuck on an island with 2 makers, what 2 makers would you want to be stuck on there with?
2 what?
Makers.
2 makers.
Jimmy DeResta and Brett McCaffrey.
Did it have to be makers?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you have to be related to them?
Laura Camp, one of them. Laura Camp, every day.
Aye.
Bear Grylls and Gordon Ramsay. They're both makers.
See, I was going to say Bear Grylls and Ed Stafford. But still.
Yeah, one will kill it, somebody, and the other one can cook it for you to eat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well done, that man. Good call.
I probably go Trustin Timber and Berkey.
Oh, I don't know.
See, Andy Berkey and Pat Lapp, or Bobby Duke and Pat Lapp.
Yeah, what about
Bobby Duke, yeah. Because he can whittle like anyone's business, can't he? He can make anything out of anything.
Yeah, for me, I'd probably go
Me and
with
Pat would
Paul
just end up
Jackman.
crying with laughter.
Right, any more questions out in the chat? Sorry, Andy, go ahead.
Owl would be my choice.
Owl's Hat
Would
Shack.
be my choice. Owl because he can cook and he's quite creative, and Brett because he knows how to swing a hammer and likes his boats, and we could build a boat together and then go off the island.
and sail off it. Yeah, that was my
I'd probably, thinking about it, I'd probably go Simone Yachts and Brett, for the same reason Brett can sail his boat. You got Simone, awesome maker of robots and things.
Good choice.
Right.
I could be all soppy and say you lot. But,
We'd get by, wouldn't we, Mark? We'd get by.
Mark, now you've got to choose just 2 of us.
Yeah. No, we're not going to put you on the spotlight.
Just saying, I've built a boat before.
Yeah.
Andy because of the beard.
Twice.
Yeah, but he's a paramedic, so
Oh, yeah. See,
it
you
might be
want...
handy to have him.
It might not.
He puts a D in paramedic.
If I have to be on the spot, I'd say Andy and Steve, because Steve's quite a big lad, so if things go really wrong, he'd we could eat.
Well, if we're the only 3 on there, there won't be nothing going wrong, will there?
So I've got a question that Colin Roberts has put in.
He's got the bigger beard.
Yeah. Gotta go with the beard.
King of beards.
See, one
I've
of mine
seen
would
this
be
question come up a couple of times.
one of mine would be Valerie. She's the only person I can run faster than.
That's bad. That's bad.
Well, at least he's going to survive if someone's chasing him.
Yeah.
You know, you got to be as quick as the last person. Right, so last question, Colin Roberts. I've seen this come up a couple of times in the chat, and I keep missing it. If money was no object, what?
Set up.
Set up.
I don't know, JP. What would we have?
You'd have something like Dale's.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works.
Yeah, Dale's. I'd have Dale's set up.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I think I'd like to
have a
work
load of steel chainsaws.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's about it.
You could have one of Jake's. He's got 3.
Yeah, I'm happy with the setup I've got.
I'll
I'd
pop
just
round
like a bit
tomorrow.
more room to store things and move a bit easier.
Yeah, I think if money was no object, you'd have whatever you wanted, really, wouldn't there? Would be no
Yeah.
whatever you wanted to just go and get.
I'd have like a 3-story workshop. You know what I mean?
No, sod that. You got to keep climbing stairs.
No.
If money's
No, not if you install a lift. Money's no object. I'd
Lift
have
in
a
each
lift.
corner, so you got to walk all the way across.
Yeah.
To be honest, there's a lot of things I'd like to try. I'd like to have a go at like ironmongery as well, so have a forge.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And
I think most of us would like that.
so when we was at Yandles last year, I was watching the Arbotech guys doing the carving with the Arbotech tools.
Yeah.
I would love to be able to have some, just to be able to have a go at it and see how it works. Do you know what I mean? Have those sort of things. If money was no object, where I could go somewhere private and not look like, well, the complete amateur I am, and just have a go at stuff. Do you know what I mean? I'd have all of that.
See, the trick
Hey,
is,
Andy's.
Chris,
Come here. It's cool.
you gotta you make something and then call it something totally different that no one knows, no one understands what it is, and then you can tell them how it's supposed to look. You go,
And
yeah, it's supposed to look like that, man. What's up with you?
Oh,
And then you're a creator.
It's my
You're an artist.
Or you
That's
can
what
use
happens
that-
when you throw
modern
paint and stuff.
art.
You can use
Yeah,
that
it's
other one,
modern.
can't you? You can say, well, the wood talked to me and this is what it wanted to do.
Yeah.
That's normally my excuse when I make a bowl that should have been a vase.
It talked to me.
End
and wanted to be a bowl.
End.
Right, guys. Thanks for coming in, everybody. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everybody in the chat for coming in and listening to us ramble about total
Stuff.
stuff.
Rubbish.
I did start off with a few. I have got a list of questions, but they kind of went out the window with this lot in here. So yeah, thanks for your questions, guys, in the chat. Thanks to everybody. Dean, Huey, that JP guy, Keith, Andy, Mark, Steve, and the Dragons, and Wayne. Thanks for coming in. Right.
Thanks,
And-
guys.
Great
This-
to be here. Thank
This
you very much.
Thursday, guys, just before I leave, I'm going to be invading Dean, which is over there, Dean Makes. We're going to be doing it live this week because I haven't got time to edit it because I'm up here. So
That means I've
we'll
got
be.
the mad run round and tidy up tomorrow.
So you better, yeah, it's going to have a tidy up. So yeah, tune in for that, guys. And if you haven't already, check Dean's channel out. Check him out, and everybody in the chat here.
Okay.
Rich, can I just say I'm live straight after you?
Thursday,
And then
cool. Yeah.
That way.
So,
That way.
so hopefully the Dragons will pull their finger out and come out with some turning videos soon as well.
Well, I'm sorry. You saw if you follow my Facebook page, that was my first turning video,
Yeah.
and I nearly killed myself.
Oh well, you're still here, so you can have another go.
Yeah, it was only nearly.
What was you saying about health and safety earlier?
I had no shoes on.
Just make sure Chris is there with you.
that's why she has a me.
Yeah, with his tourniquet. Right then. Thanks, guys.
That's
And,
what, guys.
I'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Take care.